This is for the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast. With over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 10 plus years in that games media combined, I'd like to thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Spotify, 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join that PlayStation conversation, head on over to our Facebook, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, all the links in the description below.
Oh crap, it's my turn now. If you want to join that conversation as it happens live, head over to twitch.tv/thepopculturists every Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. Except for next week. I have a wedding next week, so we have to make it Sunday.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was going to tell you before recording. I totally forgot to right now. So we used to have that as a reward behind our Patreon tier, but not everybody gets it now. Come and watch us record the show live. Have a good old bit of fun times. Have a chat. But if you did want to support us, you can head over to patreon.com/swapculturists. There's a couple of tiers there. Find the one that best suits you. As we said, no rewards, but it's just if you felt so inclined. If you want to support us in another fashion, a more once-off fashion, speaking of fashion, head over to popcultures.com/shop where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. I've got some in the cart ready for you, ready to rock and roll. Because you need to get decked out. Oh, and we are also twitch.tv/thepopcultures playing games. Thursdays, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Time.
Not Tuesdays.
Not Tuesdays, Dave. You playing games? Talking wrestling. Oh, bye. Thanks, Dave. Hi, man.
Yeah, not too bad. Tired.
Yeah, fucking knackered, eh?
Fucking knackered.
What's got you so knackered?
Oh, kid doesn't want to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So, was up all night.
Yeah. See, thankfully, like my kid, because now he's old enough that he'll eventually just conk. We're babies. Babies are dumb.
Babies will just fight that.
They'll fight that until the end. Like this afternoon, I'm like, you need to have a nap. It's like, I don't want to have a nap. I'm like, all right, you got two choices. Either you lie on the couch with me or you lie in bed. I'm going to lie in bed. I'm like, okay. Because I force his hand and then like minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that's right, you prick.
Yeah. Finally. Can't pull that with a 1 month old.
Well, you could. You can tell me you got two choices. Either you lie there or you lie there. I found that's the method, especially with a toddler. Is you give them the illusion of choice, give them the belief of choice,
yeah.
But both options benefit me.
Obviously.
That is the trick. That is the trick. So other than being tired, what you been up to in the last 7-ish days?
Just the same old, work, games.
Hey, are you back on that work train now? Now that you've had your time away and from pat leave? And
Yeah, I'm pretty much back on the schedule now. Sleeping most of my day away, working most of my night. It's been fun.
It's tough shit, dude.
It's horrible.
I don't do it.
Fucking horrible. You get used to it.
Yeah. No, yeah. Look, my work week's been all right. There's been some ups and downs as there always is, but it's doing a thing. I'm trying. This is the downside. Is because the same thing happened with Josh and I.
Yeah.
Because we were both parents. Because we both worked full time. Nothing fucking happened during the week.
Yeah.
So what'd you get up to? Like, I went to work.
Yeah. Well, like Shadow I saying in the chat, dad gamers.
That's right.
That's what we do.
Yeah, it's just repeat. It's like this is the standard. This is what we do. And if there's some variance, I'm like, holy shit, this happened this week. And that becomes the most interesting story because everything else is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Play any games?
Been playing a lot of GTA.
Oh, unsurprisingly.
Like a lot of GTA. Played a little bit more Witcher, a bit more League. Nothing too terribly exciting.
How is that GTA trip going for you now? How many times have you done that casino heist now?
Oh, we do it twice a night.
Yeah.
If that. It's getting easier. I mean, we still fuck up because we get impatient. We try and do it faster and faster, and we just make dumb mistakes. But we're getting there.
I had a dream last night.
Okay.
And my dream was me literally doing the casino heist in game of GTA. Now, it wasn't me being in the game. It was me playing the game in my dream. But I soloed that bad. But I don't know whether you can solo it.
No, you have to have two people.
Nah, well, in my head, I soloed it. I don't think I did too well.
you literally can't get into the vault without two people. You have to scan two cards
it makes
at the
sense
same
now.
time.
I think I skipped that part in my dream because I think my logic, I was like, that doesn't work. Skip. It just ended up. But in my head, I pretty much redid the casino heist in my head.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good thing.
What about yourself? You been playing much games?
You played with GTA with you early in the week. You played one level, made me want to fucking throw up.
That wasn't even my fault.
That level is bumhole.
It literally took us like 48 minutes the first time we did it.
Fuck all that
the
noise.
shittest race.
So there is a race because you know how GTA has all those little stunty things, right? There's one particular track where you can, you got to like swing up the middle. Like there's this very little like ledge, and in order to proceed the race forward, you need to climb this ledge up into the middle of fuck knows where, and then possibly you'll land where you need to land.
Yeah, I mean, it is a custom-made track, so
which is fine.
It's just ridiculous. Like, that's not even the hardest part of that race.
I'm sure it's not.
It gets worse.
Look, the only thing that makes it harder is one of your fucking friends parking their dumb as fuck car right in the way. I could have survived, and I wouldn't have got as mad if it wasn't for your fucking friend.
Yeah, he's good at that.
Because he's a shit. Like, multiple times. Like, we're trying to do that, trying to get away. And he's like, I'm bored. I'm going to shoot something. Like, fuck, dude.
I mean, to be fair, he literally couldn't do the race because he had a 3-wheeled bike.
That's his fault. So don't make it horrible for everyone else, you prick. Almost said the C word then.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'd love to play it again. Not with him. He's a prick. I don't like him. Nah, he's fine.
He's all right.
He's fine.
He's all right.
And then like Cass thought I'd like, he's like, oh man, Ryan's not talking to me. I'm like, no, I'm just fucking mad. Like I never have an issue with Cass. I never have an issue with Cass. Cass is rad.
Oh, you'd be the first one to say that. Jeez.
Oh, in the small time of space.
Yeah, it's like, oh damn it.
Yeah, it's played with GTA with you. I've not as much as I've wanted to. I don't know why. I just kind of didn't really feel it because that is the problem. Is like when I play it, for some reason, this is why I think the role play will be, as I mentioned last week, would be really good for me because I like playing my role. I'm like, cool. I want to go do some barking missions. I'm like, I'm not going to go fuck around. I'm doing exactly what I need to do.
Yeah.
And the problem is, very few people want to play like that.
Yeah.
Like you don't play like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, man. So I say like, cool. I'm going to go do this. I'm just going to like, we'll structure it and we'll just make it work. It almost, I guess, approaching it like I would like my farming games, where it's like it's all very logic based. It's all very like hitting all the points. Did you end up getting on that farming game for a buck? Yeah, I did. Yeah, any good? I haven't played it yet. I was like, I'm sure it's dude. It's $1. It's worth $1. And Dave in the chat does say that GTA 5 is on sale at the moment. Yeah, so I think it's on the PCs.
Yeah, I believe it might be on sale everywhere.
It was on sale on the PlayStation over the break because like I had it on disc, right?
I mean, to be fair, it's always on bloody sale.
Oh, that's Dash. Hey, Dash. Because I just read your message on my phone. Because I was sick of getting up. Look, I've come to that point where I'm like digital future all the fucking way. Not because of like, what I'm like, oh, physical's bad. It's no, I'm just lazy. Like I'm at the point where I don't want to get up. So I want to play games without moving. So like, but if I can switch from this game to this game to this game without getting up, that is the future that I want.
Well, that's something else I played this week. I played some Smash Online.
Oh yeah,
because one of my mates, he's like, oh, my kid's got it. His kid was trash talking, so I got on there and spanked him.
Like decimated that poor kid.
He did all right while we were playing in groups, but when we did the old 1v1, did not take it easy on him.
Did it feel good being a small child?
Always.
Yeah,
always.
It's fun. It's being a small child. Oh, my little man's sad. I think he wants to come in. You want to come in, buddy? Oh, he's two options. Either he's peed himself or he's sad that I'm in here. We'll see how it goes. He might come in here in a minute.
Combination blow.
Could be a combo blow, yeah. Because last week we're toilet training him. Like he's so proud when he doesn't, but then like he's just had a nap, so it's very possible that he may have peed himself for a bit, which is fine. What was I talking about before I talked about my child? Me beating up children. Yeah,
Always
cool.
good fun.
So I played a bit more Need for Speed Heat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about halfway through that game at this point. Once still not giving a shit about the game in terms of like story, just playing it. I'm now at this weird point where I need to do like off-road missions, but the off-road, like there's like an off-road tracks.
Okay.
Yeah, and like all my cars are obviously street and race cars.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, it needs to be this level for you to play it. I'm like, okay, well that's I'll buy one of the fucking off-roady style cars and I'll deck it out. A bunch of parts into it doesn't change the point level of the car. I'm like, that's fucking dumb. How am I supposed to get it to what I need it to be? I think it's so max. Because I'm trying to work, because I think there's a way of how like its acceleration and speed are linked to its score.
Yeah.
But when you try to spec it as an off-road, it focuses primarily on handling and traction, so it doesn't really bump it like it should. Dumb. Only because I want to make this game easy. I put it on easy. I want to tear through this fucking game, and it's not letting me.
Yeah, fair enough.
But one game I did play, I went back to because I had some downtime and I couldn't think of what to stream on Thursday, so I did. I booted up Resident Evil 2 Remake. I reinstalled it a while back. I'm like, I'm gonna do my second run, and Thursday and last night and a little bit today, did it.
Nice.
Did my second run as Claire. So I did Leon as my first time, got to Claire this time. That game is so fucking good. Like, it's exceptionally brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, in execution, in delivery, everything about it is astounding. Like, it's one of those things I'm like, man, I forgot how good this looks.
So it's got you mad excited for
Oh,
Resident
dude,
Evil.
I am like at 15. I am like nips, like pointing, cutting glass these bad boys. I am so keen for Resi 3 right now.
That's good.
And because the best thing about it, because like I think the second run's slightly shorter than the main run.
Yeah.
So I didn't burn myself out in time. Like I wasn't playing for like 12 hours or something.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I finished like 7. So there's still that oomph in me, like to do more.
Yeah.
It was cool to see like the quote true ending and sort of push through there, and you know some of that muscle memory. Like even though I played it like I guess a year ago. Well, yeah, because it was 11th of January last year it came out. So a year ago I played it and I thought it was perfect then. And now to come back and finish up that last end, because it's like when I started the second run, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it's more of the same. It's slightly different story wise. I guarantee it's not going to change how perfect I think this game is. So then because I already was like 4 hours deep last time, so I was like, I restarted it on Thursday, went from scratch, and yeah, no, it doesn't change at all. It's so good. So good. Like just like wandering around the house and doing the puzzles and all the minor details, it's just astounding.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. But yeah, no, I'm like weeing my pants excited for 3. Like,
Yeah.
really hard.
That's not too far away.
Yeah, what is it, like March? May?
April.
Hey, in the middle.
The very start of April.
But yeah, no, like, yeah, no, ooh, yeah. It's such a drought right now. I am still looking, like, you know how my plan was to go Horizon and touched it. I might do that next, actually.
Well, I've just re-downloaded Plague's Tale Innocence.
Oh, nice.
Because it's on...
It's Games Pass now.
It's on Games Pass now. So I put it on... I downloaded it on my Xbox because my PC has a little bit of a whinge every time I try and play it.
In what way?
Well, I try and play it in 4K and my RAM just goes, please no. Because I don't have enough RAM. And I'm too lazy to just swap the screen to the other one and just run it in 1080.
You're the worst.
So I'll play it in 4K on Xbox.
Yeah, no, like you said, that, I did almost grab that one on the sale, on the week of the holiday sale as well. I was just this close. It was this close. I don't know what stopped me. I think the idea was if I buy it on disc and then I don't like, because, you know, I've discussed my fear of rats in the past and mice. I was wondering, like, if I'm like, no, can't do it, then I can go trade the game back. Digital, like, I'm locked.
Yeah.
And I don't have Games Pass.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't even have Xbox Gold. I still have an Xbox for some reason. Fuck that thing off. I use that to help fund my PS5.
I'm a Blu-ray player, mate. I'm a 4K Blu-ray player.
That's true. Yeah, but the thing is, I've transitioned away from that too. You've seen the entire wall of Blu-rays I have in my house, but I've transitioned away from like physical movies. I don't know what.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to someone who has literally every single streaming service.
Yeah,
Like I've got Stan, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus.
Yeah, which I'm still pilfering, by the way.
Woohoo.
I just found
Hulu.
Oh yeah, Hulu.
I did for a while.
Hulu's good, man. It's just the hoops you have to get through
Yeah,
to
I
get it.
stopped.
It's so bum. I even to renew it is bullshit hard. It's dumb.
I don't know why I thought of Woohoo.
Woohoo! Anyway, that's not what we've been playing this week. Let's jump into the section called Inform the Players. We tell you that what happened this week in PlayStation. So farted around for enough, I think.
Yep. We have more delays. Unfortunately, this one really hurt me.
That brings it to five or six.
Iron Man, Avengers, Final Fantasy, Cyberpunk.
Five. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still time.
So this is
Still time.
It's still time. It's number 6. Dying Light 2. This is the second delay for Dying Light 2 because I believe
Correct.
the original
was
was
December
originally
last year.
slated for last year. So, although never receiving a confirmed date, Dying Light 2 has been delayed seemingly for an indefinite time frame. To our dedicated community, it was a busy year for us as we continued working on our biggest project to date. We know you are awaiting the game eagerly and want to deliver exactly what we have promised. We were initially aiming for a spring 2020 release date with Dying Light 2, but unfortunately we need more development time to fulfill our vision of the game. We will have more details to share in the coming months, and we will get back to you as soon as we have more information. We apologize for this unwelcome news. Our priority is to deliver an experience that lives up to our own high standards and to the expectations of you, our fans. That was from the CEO of Techland.
That was the statement they released upon the announcement. So originally planning for Q2, so that's what? April, May, and June. So it's already a shitty period, and they're like, fuck, all right, that's the way.
Yeah, I was super bummed. I've been super keen on this game for quite some time, ever since I saw it being announced. My friends and I recently re-downloaded Dying Light 1. We played through the campaign again. One of the biggest draws for us is it's a co-op campaign. Really good fun. Controls took a little bit of getting used to again because the controls are pretty whack. Well,
yeah, because like it's one of those things. I remember when I downloaded it yonks back, and you're like, "Yeah, come play with me." Like not recently, but the time before. And I jumped back in. I was like, "Yeah, cool." And I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" But then once you get back in the swing, it feels so natural.
Well, it feels so natural because they've got jump tied to your triggers, so you can look and jump at the same time because it's a very parkour heavy game. So if you were constantly having to push X to jump and taking your thumb off the thumbstick, it'd be quite painful.
Yeah, no, there's some great what's what I'm looking for? Not intuition. Innovations in Dying Light. And like 2 looked to be awesome. Like I think it was it would have been last year's E3, like 2018, maybe even 2019, where they showed off the whole like growing of its city sort of thing. It looked really interesting.
I was super keen. So I was pretty bummed when I found out that when I saw the news that it was being delayed.
But indefinitely makes it scary.
I mean, indefinitely just means that they're not offering us a date.
Yeah.
I mean, they're obviously, from what the CEO has said in that statement, they're still working on it.
Of course they are.
They're just not giving us a date so they don't have to re-delay if it doesn't meet their...
Well, I think coming off Dead Island, which, the first one was okay, and then they progressively got poor.
It'll be interesting to see if it now still releases on current gen platforms.
Yeah.
Or if they just move it all over to the next gen.
I think it comes down to how simple whether it's like that easily transferable. But like I think it would be within their best interest. Bring it to PS5. Do you want to get any more emotions out? Like,
no,
I know you've got it.
I'm super bummed. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
I deliberately left it on the news, and then you left it off the news.
Yeah, because you sent me the news. You sent me the news, and I'm like,
you slid it in there.
You forgot this. He's like,
I'm like, I didn't. I just didn't want it to be real. Going back to old delays, Cyberpunk's delays. The cause of those, there's been some word on why Cyberpunk may have got pushed back. So according to Boris, I'm going to butcher your name. Sorry if you're watching this. Boris Nielspilak.
Sorry, Buzz.
Not very good with Polish names, sorry. A supposed Polish insider, current gen consoles are the main reason for the delay. Apparently, they just don't run good.
Well, and my favorite thing about this is there was a tweet that came out from Corey Barlog, creative director of Sony Santa Monica, and he's like, "Yeah, no game runs good to optimize it, you fucking idiots."
So the Polish Insider speaks about the situation on a popular Polish podcast, which has since been translated to English. He basically states that CD Projekt Red was running into real trouble when it came to getting Cyberpunk to perform on PS4 and Xbox One. The latter especially. It's unclear whether he was referring to just the base systems or the Pro and the X as well.
I presume it's the base models. This is the okay. Well, I'll let you finish, and then we'll jump on that.
Apparently, the developer had a deadline on solving these issues. If the things weren't fixed by January 2020, Cyberpunk would have to be delayed, and so here we are. This is a rumor, at least on a surface level, that does seem feasible. We can't speak for the reliability of the insider, but he's clearly confident enough to appear on camera and talk about what he has been told.
So this is the one downside to the multiple SKU system, and this is the same thing that Xbox will be facing, moving into the Series X, is when you have to build for all SKUs, you're gonna have a problem. So I guarantee that shit runs brilliant, obviously on the Series X. It runs pretty rad on the Xbox One X, and a little bit trash, and probably trash in the other ones, right? I'm sure it's the same. PS5 specs probably running schmick. PS4 Pro, it's not as good as the X, and then PS4 and X. But the difference is they're like, well,
Yeah, it is a shame. I mean, like you mentioned about Corey Barlog's tweet, it does depend on how well they optimize it and whatnot. But personally, when I saw that trailer, that E3 reveal trailer, I'm just like, this isn't on PS4.
That's high-end PC.
This isn't current gen stuff. This is high-end PC stuff. This isn't going to run on my PS4.
Yeah, because you got a oldie, don't you?
I've got the middle gen. I got the middle generation one, so I don't have the OG, but I don't have a Pro.
Oh, because it was that rebuild.
I've got the one that doesn't automatically eject discs if it.
Oh, the slim, the slim one.
No, I don't have a slim either.
Oh, when they replaced the touch buttons with the actual buttons.
Yeah,
I remember the one. Yeah, I had the original touch button one, and that's what.
Well, we've got one of those in the bedroom, and every once in a while, it'll just be like, "Hey, man, I just want to eject the disc constantly." And then you have to pull the power plug out of the back, and then you keep pushing the power button because there's still power in the system. You got to completely keep going until all the power drains out.
Do you know what it is? So that behind that button, because it's a touch sensor, right? But it's mostly measured by heat, and by how it expands. So in other words, your PS4 is getting so hot that it's causing the button to expand and triggering the ejection. Josh had the same thing. He eventually just went in there and jacked the button out. He literally cranked out the button so you couldn't do it via a button. He could only do it by the menu, because every time he'd play, it's like. But yeah, so look, I think I presume it comes down to development time. Like, they really could have sat there and optimized it for the PS4 and the Xbox One OGs, but it was one of those things like, is it worth the time and money required? I mean, like, the sacrifices that they have to make in order for it to work properly on those two, is it worth it? But presumably it is worth it, because they are still coming to those consoles within the next couple of months. It's just more of...
Because it moved to September, didn't it?
Yeah, so it's like 9 months. I think if they can't solve it within 9 months, I guarantee it'll be pushed back to like November and become a launch.
Yeah.
Like, the only explanation. Because if there is any truth to this insider, then that's the only logical step, right?
Yeah,
we can't release on what we've got. It has to be next gen.
Yeah, I can't see them releasing a game that doesn't work on on the base consoles.
Yeah, and it's like one of the, it's the same reasons. Like, even though Witcher came out at a time where probably they were splitting across two, they wouldn't have done it. It just wouldn't have happened. But then the same question still comes in, right? Because with Xbox specifically, with this no generational difference,
with the no console left
then
behind.
What? Yeah, no console, but then what? Like, obviously with PlayStation, that's not going to be an issue, because like, it's just PS5 only, and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah.
But that kind of instantly...
It's got to be... They've got to be developing their games on a slider, right?
Yeah, but like how, like, well, remember, if you look at the Xbox One, the OG, and like barely pushing 900p on most games, how is that going to run fucking Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
If it doesn't have the ability to do at least 1080p processing, how is it going to do the density that is from what we've seen for Cyberpunk? So there's your problem already. It hasn't even launched yet, and we've already got a game that's questioning there's no console left behind.
Yeah. Instantly.
And there'll be some jerk on his room like, why isn't it coming to Switch? I'm like, I hate you. I absolutely hate you.
It's not coming to the Switch for a good reason.
Things won't be coming to Switch for good reason. This is a problem with...
Nothing fits on their carts.
If this is a problem with PS4 and Xbox One, games moving forward will not be coming to Switch.
Have you seen The Witcher 3 on Switch?
It looks like bum.
Yeah.
That game is old. Hey, Switch people, I'm terribly sorry. You're getting no more cool third parties. Alright, what's next?
So we got more PS5 leaks.
Oh, speaking of PS5.
Speaking of PS5. So this info was first leaked on 4chan. However, this leak states that PlayStation's new slogan for the PS5 will be, "It's time to play."
Makes sense.
Either this post has made a really, really lucky guess, or there's actually some truth to the leak. PlayStation appears to be in the process of changing its company slogan. Over the course of this generation, it's mainly gone with "for the players," as well as "best place to play." But if you look at PlayStation Europe's Twitter profile, as pointed out by the Twitter user @Videotech, it now says "it's time to play."
This is really inconvenient because I'm already breaching one, intellectual property copyright infringement, right? Like, they want me to change the name of the show. Like, what's the deal? I can only break so many copyrights. All right.
So the leak,
we'll go bit by bit.
We'll go bit by bit. All right. So apparently, PS5 reveal event set for the 5th of February, 2020.
That's like fucking
about a week and a half away.
Yeah,
2 weeks away.
Okay, it's cool. This is once again, this is feeding off everything else, or this could be the origin of that whole story. It's very possible.
I mean, I believe they announced the PS4 in February.
They did indeed. Yep.
So, PS5 release date, October 2020.
Okay. Yeah, was it October? I think I had October 13. Let me check. Where were you putting it at?
I was putting it late October, early November.
Okay.
But mid October would make sense.
Yeah, I had it as I think it was the 13th, but was that October or November? That would have been November because it was a Friday. All right, cool. I'm out.
PS5 price is set at $499 US or €449 with only one model.
Okay, the one SKU thing makes sense. That's what I ideally would have liked them to do. $499 is probably any higher than that.
So that would put it at about $549 Aussie.
Well, I reckon we'll wrap it at 600. I reckon 550 possibly. Anywhere between 550 and 600. Like, that seems to be around the right window. Well, once again, these are all unsubstantiated leaks at this point, but the issue that we're facing here, a lot of these things have been around circulation for a long time. So the reveal event's been around circulation for about 2 weeks. The one SKU thing, October, November release date, like, these are nothing new at this stage.
No, and they're pretty safe bets.
They are safe bets, unquestionably.
They're just in time for the Christmas period with enough of a break to, pump out the manufacturing.
The only thing that I wasn't sure about was whether it'd be October or November. Like, I put it in November because I think I thought it'd be good to do it after the Black Friday sales, because it's being a brand new console, it's very unlikely they'll be able to put any sales on it, right? So in putting it in October wouldn't kind of make sense. However, wait, when is Black Friday?
End of
October?
End of October.
That's because right in Thanksgiving, isn't it? Yeah, so that's why I put it in November personally, but could be wrong.
PS5 launch games could include Gran Turismo 7.
Makes sense.
MLB The Show 21.
No.
Demon Souls Remastered.
Okay.
I mean,
we know what's in talks, but
I mean, Godfall, obviously,
we know that's
the only
coming.
one actually announced. Legends with a Z.
Yeah,
a new
it's
IP
edgier.
from Sony Santa Monica Studio.
So guys, okay, God of War guys, okay, cool. The second they said MLB The Show 21, I don't believe that at all. Puts in question everything.
You don't reckon MLB
No, because
showed
fucking hell no.
2021?
It comes out like MLB comes out in March because that's right at the beginning of the baseball season.
Yep.
So they could have it come out in October because that's right after the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, that gives. So right now, these guys already work on a 9-month dev cycle, and then they're like, okay, you need to shrink that to like 7, maybe even less, because we want it for PS5. Not happening. Absolutely not happening.
So the games that will apparently be teased at the PS5 reveal event will be the Horizon Zero Dawn sequel.
That's getting some like. Although once again not confirmed, there is a lot of people in the know that have been talking about Horizon Zero, and I think that's very promising.
Marvel's Spider-Man sequel.
Depending on how they're going with it.
Insomniac are ready to show something?
Well, they've got the baseline now, right? Same thing for Horizon. Like you won't have to wait 5 years for the next one because the first time they were building the entire world. Now they have it. Now they can just add to it. And the fact that they were showcasing Spider-Man in all those preview events, I think is very likely we'll get Spider-Man. Maybe not launch day, but certainly launch like two launch month window. Yeah.
New sci-fi IP from Naughty Dog.
It's been long rumored that they were doing something sci-fi. I remember hearing that a very long time ago, actually. Yeah, I'm in. But also, way too soon. Like, unless they're like, it's coming at some point, but no. Saying that, though, after Uncharted 3, they did reveal The Last of Us pretty fast. So there is precedence to do that, but it would be something we have no release date on this. It's not even a window at this point. It's like something is coming from Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
That'll be it. You're not going to get much out of it. Cass, Horizon Dawn sequel, called it Horizon Fall. Horizon One Dawn.
The pro tags B-Way.
Yeah, Single Dusk.
Single task. A new IP from SIE Japan.
That makes sense. Well, that makes sense. So Japan Studio haven't done anything in a while that I can just remember.
Yeah.
The last big thing they worked on, or at least collaborative, was The Last Guardian that I can remember.
Yeah.
But there may have been something in there after. I want to say Shadow, but I don't think it was Shadow. Shadow was Blue Point.
New IP from London Studio.
Hell yeah, give me that. Yeah.
Do you reckon we'll get another VR title out of them?
I think that's their specialty now. I think that's what London do really, really well. Like, for the longest time we've wanted a new Getaway game. I personally wanted a new Getaway game. But then we got Blood and Truth instead, which is essentially the Getaway in VR. The problem is if it's a new IP, it means it won't be that.
Well, see, this is where I'm calling bullshit. Apparently, we're going to get a sneak peek at Final Fantasy 16.
No.
Took them like 12 years to do 15.
Yeah, but they showed us, and then 12 years later it came out. So I guess there is precedence to be like, hey.
I mean, they showed us a game that didn't even come out.
Yeah. That's like, yeah, where's, was it Deep Down or whatever it was?
Oh, that weird fishing offshoot that they had?
Oh, no, that was
the Monsters of the
I
Deep
have that.
Or
That's that came out. It's in VR. It's really weird. No, but I mean, like, there is precedence to showing off games that never exist.
Yes, and Square Enix do that really well. And apparently there will be a new Resident Evil title.
Sweet. It makes sense. I presume there is a set, like the team that's been doing the remakes haven't been working on the main game because I imagine there's multiple teams because Capcom is fucking huge.
Capcom have been doing bangers lately.
Yeah, and this is the thing. So like, I have
they kicked
no
off with
hesitation.
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah,
and they've just gone from there. It's been so good.
They've
had a pretty good couple of years.
Zero hesitation. It's gonna be awesome. Excuse me.
So the PS5 specs will be almost on par with the Xbox Series X. The leak claims the Series X is more expensive than the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
The PS5 will be more powerful than the cheaper Xbox Lockhart.
Oh, which is their alleged
streaming only
xCloud
box.
version.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's interesting that if the rumor is true, that they're not on par. Because the argument that I've made for the longest time is the jump from PS4 Pro to PS5 will seem more significant because they haven't had an X, right? Because a 1S and a Pro are very similar. And because they had the stopgap in the middle of the X, the jump from X to Series X is going to seem less because it's just numbers game, right? But it'd be interesting if Xbox do happen to release a more on paper powerful console.
Yeah.
Because, as it stands right now, they do have the most powerful console, and you can't argue that. Like, it's 100% true. Yeah. And it'd be cool if they'd have that again. But then again, power doesn't always deliver victory. Like, the Dreamcast was fucking way powerful for its time. And,
yeah, but what screwed the Dreamcast was you could play burnt games on it because it had no
DRM.
No DRM on it. You just like, oh yeah, I just want this game. And you just slide it in there and it would work. I had a Dreamcast, it was the best. They just didn't sell well because no one bought any software for it.
The PSP, but in the PSP, best hand up because everyone bought it. No one bought games. Yeah, everyone bought the PSP. But
so there was an update to these leaks on the 21st of January.
Ooh, what is it?
So it's been brought to our attention that there is actually nothing new about the slogan "It's time to play." It has been used in PlayStation marketing campaign late last year. Mm-hmm. Sony may be in the process of revamping its commercials ahead of the PS5, and this may be the first sign of that. But we can probably file this 4chan rumor in the rubbish pile for now.
Because this is the thing, because with the name For the Players, PlayStation 4. And so I understand why they'd want to step away from that. I'm going to keep it because I couldn't think of an original name then, so I'm going to think of another one. Kidding me? But it would make sense for them to change it. And this one is it's simple. You get to the point. Pardon me. And if it's... Because the big argument about why they kept the logo the same is because they want to keep that consistency.
Yeah.
Then why not use something they've already used in a good way? You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. How do you think about all this stuff? Because I gave my thoughts as we went. What's your thoughts?
Look, some of it could be, like I said earlier, the launch date. It's a pretty safe bet to say October, November. That's generally when new consoles release. Holiday season. It's when they're going to sell the most units. The reveal event being February again could be. They've done it in the past.
But a week out from now, week and a half, that's really tight.
Well, apparently the arena that they would be doing it in Sony Hall has nothing booked on the specific date of the 5th of February.
Exactly.
But there's not that doesn't mean anything. It means that they could still be there because there is no booking for that date, so it's still open, but who knows? Would I personally like to see a reveal event on the 5th of February? Fuck yeah, I would.
We discussed this last week, where it's just like, gimme!
Yeah, of course. Any information that we get.
Yeah.
Put the rumors to bed, Sony.
Oh yeah, that's right, because the Jaff Dog was giving us all the dates. That's right, I forgot about Jaff Dog. But yeah, it's... Yeah. What about the other stuff? What else has got your attention?
We have PSVR 2 Virtual Boogaloo.
Oh, hey. You stole my not so unique naming convention.
So we already know that PlayStation VR will be compatible with the PlayStation 5, but will Sony have a new headset in stores alongside its next-gen system? Given the potential price tags involved, it seems unlikely, but the company behind immersive virtual reality experiences like Titanic VR seems to know something that we don't. As part of an investor report, VR Education stated the following: 2020 will see Sony release the PS5 and a new version of the PSVR headset, which will further expand the high-end VR user base. The company intends to support this device with its current suite of showcase software.
I'd say it's a safe presumption.
I mean, would I like an upgraded PSVR headset? Sure. Do I want controllers first? Yes.
What if that's the big announce? Like, here's a new headset plus new controllers.
Good.
Yeah.
But you need to also... The new controllers need to be compatible with the old headset. Because not everyone will want to upgrade their headset straight away.
True.
But I guarantee a lot of people that have the PSVR headset would love to upgrade their controllers.
Yeah, well, there was a survey done sometime recently, and one of the big things that came out of it is like, yeah, we want new VR controls. I think they X mounted PlayStation.
I mean, at the end of the day, we're using PS3 Move Ones.
Yeah, man.
They're not great.
Talk about gnarly reuse of hardware, eh? That is like we have so much of these. Can we build something around this? How about VR? Yeah, it works. Look, it is very likely that we'll get I'm going to say it's near but confirmed that we'll get a PSVR 2. However, I don't see it around launch. Purely for cost.
Yeah.
Because you think about their main market is the US. The US, majority of households barely go paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
So then a lot of them will save up for their year because that's why they tend to announce stuff earlier and earlier. So that way people can save their dollars and then for launch they can put it down on the console. It's going to be near impossible to get people to buy a PS5 and presumably a $500 VR on the same day. It is not going to happen.
I agree.
But give it 6 months, give it 8 months, we'll probably see it.
Yeah.
I think they may reveal it at this PSVR event. They're like, look, it's coming. We don't have a date on it yet, but this is what we're aiming for. We're aiming for, higher resolution screens, 1440p or something like that in there. Get some of that screen door, less cables, which I think is already on the Model 2, which I don't have.
I do. It's great.
Yeah.
Less cables is fantastic.
Fucking hate it so much. Because you're setting it up as a bumhole. And then possibly a new camera and more high definition camera that tracks differently compared to the Lite. Wireless would be a big one, but very unlikely. Or some sort of wireless adapter, which is also near impossible as it stands. They'd have to have PSVR tech in there. No breakout box. Put that shit inside. That'd be amazing. Ghost of the Machine says, oh shit, I was not planning on getting hyped this afternoon and here they are. Hey man, we're just chatting PSVR. But yeah, if they can get that breakout box internally, that's going to be the big tick in a PS5. Yeah. And if they say look, not everyone wants to play VR, but we're going to make it easier for you. Put it in the box. Because when we saw those prototype pictures of the Xbox Series X, the box, that's a chunky looking box. And I think there's no issue with chucking a bit more oomph in there and putting the breakout box inside it. Ghost Machine says the low resolution of the PSVR puts me off infinitely. Totally true.
It's honestly
but it's not as bad as you'd think.
Yeah, it's honestly not too bad. It's definitely the weakest of the PSVR headsets.
The VR headsets.
Of the VR headsets, but it is the most comfortable of the VR headsets.
Yeah. And for glasses wearers, it's 100% the only one I ever picked up. Yes. Have you played Skyrim VR on it? Yes, I have. I did review it back in the day.
Looks like bumhole.
It looked like bumhole. It looked like PS3. But the way you play that game is instantly changed because of VR. And that's what makes it so much fun. So previously I'd be I would just run into a room with hold fire in one hand and just stab shit. That was my plan. That was every room I went into. However, now I'm play a lot more distance game because the second, when you go to that sort of up in the mountain castle thing at the start to get the claw or whatever the fuck, it's right out of that first town you see whose name I can't remember for the life of me right now. And you see one of those giant fucking spiders for the first time. Man, if you're arachnophobic, you are having a shit time. Because it's huge. And then you take on a dragon for the first time. Nothing can match that. It's absolutely astounding when you first take on that dragon. Ghost's concern is I kind of wanted to do it. I wanted to kind of do a vomit, but I love the Halo design for sure. Do a vomit. Oh, I guess playing Skyrim. Because the thing that I have, I get motion sickness very easy, right? Unquestionably, very, very easy. But it's super weird, I'm sure that before, that 45 or 30 degree tick they make you do makes me vom harder. I have to use smooth controls.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Because that's juddery and that's worse.
Yeah, I normally don't get sick in VR games.
Cyberpunk made me vom in here when we streamed it.
Cyberpunk was horrible.
Yeah.
Would not recommend that to anyone. The 45 degree movement is gross. I much prefer smooth movement. Even if it means having to just play with a controller whilst wearing the VR headset. I'd much prefer to do that than have another thing that I hate is the teleport move.
It's worse.
Teleport move is sometimes very jarring.
Because when especially when you're in a battle, right, and you're like, I'm gonna go over there, and then you're facing a wall, and you go,
You're doing the sprinkler.
yeah, dumb.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving on.
Silent Hill Not Dead. Tweeted out by Aesthetic Gamer on Twitter and reported on by Rely on Horror, the leaker claims that the Japanese publisher reached out to numerous developers roughly 2 years ago in search of pitch ideas for the series. One is designed to be a soft reboot of the franchise, the other an episodic Telltale Until Dawn style game to go alongside the reboot. Aesthetic Gamer revealed the existence of Resident Evil 3 all the way back in December 2018 and stated just 3 months later that the remake is coming a lot sooner than people would think, and it isn't developed by Capcom's Div 1 team either. All three of these key details have proven to be true upon the game's announcement, but of course Resident Evil and Silent Hill are two different franchises developed by two different studios.
Very much so. I read this and I weed a little bit because it's been long discussed on this show how Silent Hill is my true favorite.
Did you play PT before it was ripped off the store?
Yeah. I still have it on my console.
Oh, nice.
Because I have it because neither Josh nor Dylan have played it and we're going to stream it one day.
Did you see heaps of people were selling their consoles with PT installed?
There's a way around. You just got to fuck with the network settings.
For
You already have it. You can just go download off a server. You just got to go manually trick a server into giving it to you. But so if you've already purchased it, then it's super easy to get back. But no, Silent Hill is my horror franchise. It's what I loved growing up. 1, 2, 3. Even everyone hated on 4. I really enjoyed 4, which is The Room. Shattered Memories was kind of poo. They kind of got crapper on PS3, and I can understand why the series sort of died. But I think it is mostly nostalgia that runs my love for Silent Hill. And that's why PT made it so amazing. Because PT looked to be so brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And Konami have seemed to really kind of stepped up their interest again in games. Because a long time they stopped caring, focused more on the pachinko machines and other businesses. Because Konami is greater than games in Japan.
Yeah.
But if they're making that call and they're heading back in that direction, sick. And jumping on the Until Dawn style is 100% a good decision because. Especially within the streaming culture and stuff like that, that's where Man of Medan got probably a lot of its hits coming from people streaming it and then picking it up.
Yeah,
and I think it's a safe bet, especially because Resident Evil are delivering such bangers right now. Like if you instantly put yourself in that market with Resi, you're going to have a tough time. And horror games are tough to deliver anyway. There is such a very difficult way.
It's a fairly niche market.
It's niche already, so they sell less. But in order to make it not seem hokey and to not be shit, it's such a tight line you have to walk. Because there are horror games made every day, and most of them suck bomb. In the chat, Ghost says a remake of the first Silent Hill would be phenomenal. Dumb, yeah, it will be if done with a similar amount of love as the Resident Evil 2 remake. Now the difficulty is. Part of what made Silent Hill, the original, so good was the limitations of the PS1. So the reason the town was so foggy is because they couldn't render it. So they kind of made it as part of the story.
Yeah.
So then when you go and play the HD remakes on 2 and 3, they remove some of that fog and the game looks actually shittier and less scary because of it. So they would really need to somehow match that scary nature of the first and that very restrictive inability to see where you're going, but also kind of tweak it enough to make it look brilliant. Now, if they keep it as close and claustrophobic as they did in the original, they'd be very easy to render. They could make it look fantastic because you're only walking in small little increments.
Yeah.
The potential for it to come out and do well is unquestionable. I think it would be really, really well. I've said unquestionable way too many times.
I think a lot of people would be keen for a new Silent Hill game.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of their fans are still around, and they would definitely rally. Whoa, okay. Ubisoftification has hit its breakpoint.
So I did there?
No, I see what you did there. So the poor critical reception of Ghost Recon Breakpoint and the fast drop-off of The Division 2 has Ubisoft rethinking their process, beginning initially with the delays on all its major titles. According to VGC, the organization's editorial team, which consists of 100 designers and producers, is undergoing a revamp. Here's how Ubisoft apparently has been operating behind the scenes. Each studio is assigned a specific project, but the overall direction of the publisher's output is determined by the aforementioned editorial team. As one anonymous source illustrated, there were often the ideas of just one or two people getting put into every game. That's why you tended to see such similarities. This will now change, with multiple vice presidents given a specific franchise to look after, while each of the projects will continue to be managed by Chief Creative Officer Serge Hascott. The idea is that each leader will be given more autonomy to make their assigned series more their own, resulting in the differentiation between their releases. Good.
Yup.
Good.
Hell yeah.
I would like not all Ubisoft games to be all Ubisoft games.
Yeah, that like there was a window of time where that was a charm. Where like this kind of little Ubisoft, very standard looking thing was kind of cool, and it was semi unique. And then every game fucking had it. That's like one biggest complaint about Breakpoint. I'm like, this feels like every other game. And on top of that, it was broken. It was a mess. It was horrible. So I'm grateful that Breakpoint came out to push Ubisoft in a different direction. Because Ubisoft in the past, like they did it with Assassin's Creed, they are willing to step back and go, nah, we're going to change some shit. So I like that they've changed this structuring back of house. Because by the sounds of it, by having it come back to 2 or 3 people, and especially if they're not the creative types, if they're, you know, CFOs and board members, and they go, well, this makes money. Can you do more of this? And because they're the higher ups, they can't be like, no. Like it comes down to, yes, we will put more loot boxes. We'll break it up. We will use the same over-the-shoulder single camera setup upon discussion. Games will play the same.
I mean, I'm obviously, I've never developed a game. I'm not a game developer.
Me either.
But does it seem odd to have one group of people overseeing every single title?
Yeah, it's like 7, 8 IPs, all by one person.
All being edited by the same team. That seems crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know, that's just me.
That
seems
crazy. Any business that comes only through like 1 or 2 people will have that, because like those people, like, they approach it in a particular way and they focus, and they probably have blinders on without even realizing. It's like, well, we're looking at it like this. This is how we see results. And when you're at that level, your priority is results, not about creative freedom.
Yeah, of course.
Not about creative differences. It's like, well, what delivers
your
the dollars?
bottom line.
Yeah, it's the bottom line, because that's the thing. Everyone forgets the games are a business, right? And that means money. Now, granted, some of those businesses flex and what they're willing to sacrifice on, but something like Ubisoft, although it does develop in-house, a lot of it is publishing. You know, so that like they have to focus on their money a little bit differently. In the same way as EA. EA don't develop any games, well, apart from like EA Sports and stuff. But even then, like so Activision's probably a better example. Activision doesn't publish any games, develop any games. They only publish games. So their motivations are money, not about creative endeavors. So having this come through someone that will oversee that studio, ideally they would have someone that best understands Siege, the best understands Assassin's Creed, the best understands, I don't know, fucking that Skull and Bone games that we haven't heard about in forever. And then by having it come through, it's still coming through one person, but that person understands what's going on.
Yeah.
And I grant that, and then I presumably they still return to the editorial team to pitch ideas and have it go around. But if it's in the hands of someone that they've been hired to look over that franchise because they know it, because they understand it, then I think it's probably a good thing. So like Ubisoft, they do good. Like, look at Siege. Siege is kicking a whole bunch of butthole right now. So they know what they're doing in some capacity and in some avenues. So hopefully they can replicate that, but not carbon copy.
I think where Siege differs is, like, it has just as much microtransactions as the rest of their games, but it doesn't seem so egregious in a multiplayer game.
True.
Whereas when you're paying for, take Assassin's
Literal
Creed
skill points.
Take Assassin's Creed for instance, you're literally paying to level up faster so you can just golden path the game and skip side quests.
Yep.
That's pretty bogus.
Yep. And the problem that I personally have is because I kind of like Ubisoft games, and I've never been accepting of these business practices or like apologetic towards them, but it's just that idea of I like some of their games. Like I love Far Cry. Far Cry is dope. I really like New Dawn. You know, I liked Far Cry 5. Like, I loved The Division 2. So, could they... I 100% agree they could do with more improvements, and that's what I'm most excited for here. And I just... the difficulty I have is knowing that I am prone to liking their games. It makes me kind of go, oh, it's okay, you can restructure it. I'm sure you guys would deliver it. Feels kind of bias.
Yeah. Look, I hope they can separate themselves out a little bit more. I would love to see some differentials in their games.
I think it's important.
Yeah. Can't wait for this new Assassin's Creed.
I couldn't give a shit.
Man, Assassin's Creed won me back with these last two. They've been so good.
I went the other way because I went, oh, these are too dense. But granted, I got them pre-release, and then so I got them like two weeks before, a week before, and then I'm like, oh man, I don't have a week to finish this. Because then I had Wolfenstein, and then I had... Actually, Wolfenstein and Assassin's Creed came on the same day. I'm like, fuck! Like, they all come out... A bunch of other games, they all came out in October. So instead, I decided to focus on Wolfenstein, and God, I'm glad I did. But, you know... And the problem is, I can never go back to them. I can't go back to them because they are so big.
Yeah, they are.
They just take up... They will take up more time than I can give them.
Let's jump into some quick bits.
Yeah.
Call of Duty will continue its marketing deal with PlayStation into the first year of PS5.
So as we saw with, you know, originally on Xbox 360 over PS3, Call of Duty had marketing rights given to Xbox, and then at PS4 it transferred back. And it's good to know that they're staying with, it doesn't change anything. It just means at the end of the trailer it just says PlayStation.
Well, you know why it swapped, right?
Why?
Because it was based on the Pro Circuit to begin with. The Pro Circuit used to play on 360s.
Oh, yeah.
But then when the new consoles came out, they all jumped.
Makes sense.
So they had the marketing deal with Call of Duty.
I thought it was just because they're seeing more growth in PlayStation. They're like, okay,
No,
you.
maybe.
I thought it was
I'm
more
pretty sure.
I
Pretty sure the pros were playing on.
Okay, well, yeah, that makes more sense. I thought it was entirely fiscally motivated.
PlayStation fans are the most brand loyal, according to a study.
Makes sense. I'm pretty brand loyal.
I'd argue that Nintendo people are brand loyal.
Yeah,
those people will buy the most whack controllers for many
once
dollar
again,
dues.
with my day job, I don't know what they put in Nintendo stuff, but there's something about it, and people just lock on, and they are way more loyal.
Oh yeah.
Like, maybe, okay, I think
They can sell you a controller that'll go out of date in 3 months, and you'll buy that shit.
by two of them in different colors. But I think my loyalty, they mean it's like one and only, right?
Yeah.
Like most people that will be Nintendo will likely be open to having another console, because I think even the most diehard Nintendo fan knows that they can't play everything on the Switch. So people have a Switch and Switch and, you know.
Doom Eternal gameplay is out in the wild, and it looks awesome.
Oh, it looks so dope. Oh man, I stay so far away from like gameplay footage and anything leading up to release something, because over time I'm like super cynical, and I'm like, no, I'll wait till I can play it. And that comes from, you know, the luxury of like, it'll probably come in my inbox and I can play it. But I couldn't help it. I'm like, I gotta wait till I can.
So I looked at that leaked Godfall footage that was like 6 seconds long.
Yeah.
And then one of the developers came out and said, yeah, that's from like a PC build over a year ago. And then I'm like, hang on, isn't it supposed to be a launch exclusive for like a PS5 exclusive title? What's you guys doing with a PC build?
Well, because they didn't have the specs then, so they were speccing to a PC.
Looks alright.
Oh, but Doom looks so good.
But Doom looks amazing. I should really get around to finishing Doom 2016.
Yeah, I re-downloaded it again. Because I'm like, cool, well, now Resi's done. I re-downloaded Doom. Well, yeah, I think you have more game time than I do. I was going to say, want to race to the end, but I'm pretty sure you'll beat me.
Probably.
Want to race to the end?
Yeah, why not?
Fuck yeah. All right, it's done.
Are we racing as in, like, we start whenever and whoever finishes it first, or are we just going to time our, like, get the game time completion time?
I don't think that far ahead.
All right, cool. Work it out.
I think whoever can get credits quicker.
All right. I probably won't be me because I won't play it.
Because you'll be stuck in GTA. But yeah, no, it looks good. Like,
rad.
Having played this at PAX, like, I'm already erect for it. And see, that's why I never get put never get put in trailers, because like, I'm really erect for it. Ryan Betson for the players. That's not going to happen.
5 stars.
Yeah, 5 star, like 5 dicks, 5 really hard dicks. But yeah, no, playing it at PAX, I'm like, this thing is brilliant. It's fluid. I love it. Like the levels were already more open, but they're dense as well. So like, there are larger space, Ghost. Oh,
It's way more than 2.
Oh, yeah, Ghost came in late. You missed like 5 decks. Yeah, so like it's the open world, but they've got more geometry in it. There's more things in it. So it feels like... think about like the first level in Doom, how it's like, yes, it's all like the rocky cavernous stuff, but it's kind of empty. Where here it's like, from the video footage and from what I played, it's like high density detail stuff in the arena. Oh, it looks so good. Oh.
Overcooked 2 is releasing free DLC, the Spring Festival, to celebrate the Year of the Rat.
Yeah, but how good does Doom look, though? Nah, sweet. Like, that game came out like 2 years ago and it's still getting support. Hell yeah.
Ex-Splinter Cell director Maxime Belland has returned to Ubisoft as VP of newly formed editorial team.
So that's additional to what we mentioned earlier. They've brought him back in. Does that mean he's the one, like, they're like, hey, please come back. You're now creatively free. Make Splinter Cell. Or he's probably looking after, like, fucking Assassin's Creed or something.
As long as every game doesn't turn into Splinter Cell now.
Like, everyone wanted Splinter Cell. Guess what? All the games are Splinter Cell now.
There's been a job listing at Naughty Dog. They're seeking a graphics programmer with an understanding of current GPU architecture. Both AMD and Nvidia were mentioned. More PS exclusives coming to PC?
It's possible. I think it certainly adds a little bit more to David Chataway's prediction last week of a PlayStation launcher. I think it's very possible. I want to say I don't think it's an at-launch thing. I think could possibly come later. But why the hell not? One of the discussion pieces I was looking at this week was, you know, if it's a game that's, as it stands right now, how many copies of Horizon are selling on the weekly? Probably like double digits at best. At best. But at least now they can resell it on PC at near full price. Boom. There's a lot more money to fund Horizon 2, right?
So do you reckon, because obviously the games that have been considered for a PC release, apart from coming up with a Death Stranding, sorry. They're all on the greatest hits list for $24.95. So you reckon they're going to charge more than $24.95 to their...
Fuck yeah.
On their Sony launcher, on their PlayStation launcher on PC, you reckon they're going to charge more dollary dues?
Yeah. Why not? I 100% think they will. Why would they not? Like, granted, PC people, the PC marketplace are so used to, just lowest denominator. I only play cents for games. I don't play full price for games.
Yeah.
But with games like Horizon, which is so critically well received, I think people will probably pay, like, even if they make it $40, $30, $35, like, it's a little bit more, and it'll get across the line, right? Because the idea
selling
is
that PC premium.
That's right. They're like, hey, this looks fucking astounding on here. And what has me more excited, and because this is something we discussed on this week's episode of the Dash Gamer podcast, dashgamer.com, where I'm now a semi-regular host alongside Paul James and, of course, Dash. We discussed like what this could mean, and the idea for me, I think I mentioned it here as well, was release it on PC or announce Horizon Zero Dawn 2 and go, cool, you can only play this on PS5, but you can play Horizon 1 on PC. So that way people get all incentivized to pay it,
Well, Dave puts in the chat that he'd pay $60 for some of the exclusives.
Boom. All we need is more whales like Dave to throw money at... Wait, I don't give a shit. Like, in terms of like Sony makes money, but... There is a demand, and that demand wants it.
Is it cross-buy?
Hell no.
You don't reckon?
Hell no.
You don't reckon you'll log into your PlayStation Network account on your PC and you won't just have whatever's available on on PC to play?
No. See, I'm also like pretty anti-cross-play. So I'm not anti. It's just that I don't see it as a big issue. But there's no way. They'd probably be like, look, you pay $10 and you can get it on here, like an upgrade pack. But I doubt it. They're gonna make you pay $30.
Well, that's it for the news, Ryan.
It is. Let's have a chat to the players about GTA 6. Now we had like, when we did our big plan at the start of the year, when we were like, what do we want to talk about? So we tried mapping out show ideas, right? To try to keep ourselves some evergreen stuff. And one of them was, let's talk GTA 6. We're both smashing online right now. Let's talk about 6. And then sure enough, this week, a little bit of news dropped. That kind of incentivized us to talk about it this week.
As Dave Shadoway points out, a lot of people just have PCs. They're exceptional games and would command a full AAA prices.
Yep.
Probably not wrong.
I think he's 100% spot on.
And then Ghost of the Machine, PS5 exclusive release title for GTA 6.
We'll get into that. All right. What was the news that came out this week?
So the news this week was that Rockstar, GTA 6 development for PS5 has been supposedly outed by a UK tax return.
Ooh. So they give out their tax returns, but Donald Trump won't?
So basically
Politics.
This has thrown a big spanner in the Russian YouTubers' claim of it would be an exclusive title for PS5, a timed exclusive title. Because, if they're claiming tax breaks, they are not getting Sony money to be an exclusive.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need tax breaks, you ain't getting that sweet exclusive money.
So, who would have thought we would find a video game rumor inside a UK tax return? Well, that's the nature of video game industry right now. Grand Theft Auto developer Rockstar North may have just accidentally revealed that development of the sixth mainline entry in the blockbuster franchise is well underway inside its latest UK tax return.
So we've pulled this from Push Square, by the way.
Yes. So as described by TaxWatch UK and reported on by Games Radar, the studio has filed for a significant increase in its claims for video games tax relief, approved on the basis that what it is working on is culturally British. As Games Radar explains, this is a historic tax requisite that allows video game developers to seek large subsidies for high-cost productions with cultural ties to the UK. The Grand Theft Auto series has deep ties to British development, and so as TaxWatch UK claims, this tax return all but proves production of the next edition of GTA is well underway.
Or at least their next big game, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Because
Ghost of the Machine's asking, a new GTA, is it set in London?
Dude, I was seconds from saying that because back on the original is it in here? It is in here. Thankfully,
there is.
Thankfully, I came prepared. So on the original back in the day, you had GTA 1, and then they released a GTA London 1969.
Yes.
A cool little expansion that just set it in the world of London. I think that is an exceptional thing. The only issue is, the best thing about GTA is its satire on American culture. And I don't think Britain...
It's gross. The tax break is designed for indie devs.
The only issue is, with satiring American culture, there's so much more they can do. Because it's super easy to break... American, that really heavy Western construct, right? But then again, we've seen it with The Getaway and movies the Guy Ritchie films, and there's something about that UK mob sort of idea. See,
obviously that game's been done in Mafia.
Of course,
3 separate times.
2 times because Mafia 3 was set in Louisiana.
Oh, that's my bad.
Yeah,
but yeah. Mafia 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure we're in downtown London.
Who's yelling at me? No one. But yes.
Bully was set in...
Bully set in
America,
yeah.
In America, was it?
Pretty sure.
I don't know, I haven't played Bully, so
Bully is dope, man. Dope. Was it in London?
I don't know, you played it. I didn't.
I haven't played it in forever. I'm playing on PS2. Hang on, is it on the shelf? Oh, no. The only PS2 games I have on the shelf are Final Fantasy X for some reason, Harvest Moon, and Playboy the Mansion. I do have bullets in the other room. Damn it. But that would be mad. That would be
fictional
so
boarding school
mad.
in New England.
Oh, well, yeah, New England is in America. Yeah, England is England. New England, the team, the New England Patriots.
Oh, what are you yelling at me for?
It's based in the US.
Yeah. I'll just take your word for it. Like I said, I haven't played it.
Have you not played Bully?
No, I have not played Bully.
Are you interested in checking it out? Okay, that's fair.
I don't know. The only other Rockstar game I liked was Rockstar Ping Pong. That game was rad. I fucking love that game. Best table tennis game ever.
All right, so what we've done as well, we've pulled up a Games Radar article which has a lot of info and rumors and leaks allegedly about GTA. So we'll go through it and then we'll bullshit about some GTA things that we want to see and how we would like to see it go. I'm pretty sure there's probably not a whole lot. What do we got here?
So take all this information with a pinch of salt. Of
course.
But the latest alleged GTA 6 leak comes from Reddit. User Jack-O-Lantern 1982 relayed a grand total of 23 details about Rockstar's upcoming game. As well as confirming that it's in development, they say its code name is Project Americas, as the game will take place over multiple countries, namely Brazil in a fictional city based on Rio de Janeiro, and Vice City in the US. Heavily influenced by Netflix's Narcos, which is a phenomenal series.
Cass said we're playing Rockstar Ping Pong tonight.
You can find the information from Jack-O-Lantern 1982 below. Obviously, you can't because we're reading the article. Mm-hmm. Along with details from a separate potential leak on Fireden. So, the first bit of leaked news. The next GTA title has been in development since 2012. Production didn't begin properly until 2015, but even then the team was focused more on Red Dead 2.
Yeah, I think
which makes sense.
There's probably a lot of pre-production, probably a lot of designing and planning. So when they say production, that includes pre-production, so I guess so.
I mean, I could play Diablo 3 with you, man.
Like, I've got that too. Dave's saying, this discussion is all well and good, but the real question is who's playing Diablo 3 with me tonight? Oh, my wife loves Diablo 3. I would totally get her on. I mean,
it's a no-brainer to say that Rockstar we're going to be making another GTA game.
Well, the thing is, they've been workshopping game. It's known they were workshopping Bully 2. Like, they have pitched ideas and they were seeing where it was going and they were fleshing it out. So when they say production, it's not active production. I guarantee it's been in pre-production since 2012. And if it is coming, I guarantee it's in production probably 3 months, 4 months before the release of Red Dead 2. So
yeah, I mean, we'll be getting this, maybe 2 years at the end of the PS5 life cycle?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, it's what Rockstar do, don't they?
Yeah, it's always a little bit later. So what
on the Switch?
So when did Red Dead came out? Not last year, 2018, right? So they've had a year and a half. Oh, it's just shy of 2 years of active development.
So it's another Rockstar worldwide production.
Makes sense. So using all the studios, so Rockstar North, Rockstar. I want to say Cambridge, but I think that's wrong. There's a bunch of different. There's Rockstar Vancouver.
Yeah, there's Rockstars everywhere. The codename is Project Americas, which was listed in the article earlier. Set in both Vice City and the new fictional location based on Rio de Janeiro.
Vice City is it would be awesome. Would you rather see them return to Vice City because they've returned to San Andreas and they've returned to Liberty City, or would you rather them use a new location?
See, we'll get to this a bit later when we talk what we want to see, but I'd love to see all of them. Give me a really big map. Give me all of them.
It's a lot of dev.
There's a lot of dev, but I mean, Rockstar are up to it. It's not like, they're a one game a generation guys.
Mm. In the chat, Ghost Machine said Grand Theft Auto Vice City 2 would fly off the shelves. 100%.
So there will be some linear missions that take place in Liberty City, but it isn't an open world. So think Ludendorff in GTA 5, where you go back to the area. You have your specific mission there, and then you're back to Los Angeles.
Oh, it's like the opening of GTA 5.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So there's linear missions there, but it's not explorable. Makes sense.
That's a good way to make the world feel bigger. So I'm pretty sure you could do that in San Andreas too. You could catch a flight out, right?
Yeah. So Craig comes in, GTA 6 will be set in space.
Ooh. That's vibrating right through the mic.
I'll do that. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
The game will balance realism and arcade, and it won't be as realistic as Red Dead 2.
Understandable.
Good. So I don't need to worry about eating or any of that other...
Or vacuuming my horse or whatever whatever the fuck you have to do in that game. Which makes sense, because this is the thing. So...
we don't want GTA to be a survival game.
Do you think that in terms of quote unquote realism, that like GTA 4 or 5 is more your angle of how you like it to play? Like GTA 4, the cars controlled heavier, like suspension was actually a thing, and just sort of
okay. So you've been playing GTA with me for a little while now,
yes,
and you've come to the understanding that I am garbage at driving in any video game.
Yes, you are.
So it doesn't really matter to me.
But I mean, in terms of even combat, right? Like in GTA 4, a fight wasn't just 2 punches and they're dead.
Okay, so there was things that I liked in GTA 4 that they took out of GTA 5. I really liked that. If you were in a head-on collision, you were flying out that front
you're
window.
fucked.
That was awesome. And they took that out. And that kind of bummed me out a little bit. Like, I really enjoyed that realism of it. That was cool. Or if you got on a motorbike and you took off too quickly, you wouldn't put your helmet on. And you were fucked. if you fell off. Like, that was cool. Like, that they should have kept that.
Yeah. And I think that was the differentiator between them and Saints Row. Because Saints Row was like, we're dumb. Here's a dildo gun. Woo! And I think the differentiator was that these guys were more serious. And I did like that. I loved that a lot in GTA 4. But granted, there were some things about that super realism that made it not quite as fun. But I think it's better from a storytelling perspective.
Bring back going to Heli Blades.
What's that cat says? Bring back going into Hellblades.
The helicopter blades.
Oh,
That
was so much fun.
Yeah. So there will be one playable protag, male, not female, despite the supposed leaks.
Yeah, I can remember there being a female protagonist. What's your stance on that? I give fuck personally.
Personally, I don't think it matters. I think there would have been more of an uproar if it was a female protag, because generally lots of crazy stuff happens to the protagonist.
Yeah, look, I think in terms of, because there's a lot of horrible shit happens to it, but in true quality fashion, I'm like, all right, fucking bring it. If they like, it's. I think it's different to like Ghostbusters. My kid's breaking in. It's different to like Ghostbusters or any of those sort of reboots with that in mind. Like, if they can deliver a ripper story with a female protagonist, then I'm totally in.
Yeah, it honestly wouldn't bother me playing as a female.
Yeah, not even a little
character.
bit.
I wouldn't. No, it would make zero difference to how I play the game.
I think it would be a great, because it would put GTA on its head of how it tells its stories, because it is a show about, like it is masculinity and masculinity within American culture, right? And I think it would be very interesting to show that world through a female perspective. The problem is I believe majority of the writing staff are male.
Well, I think this next leak might be a reason why we have a male protag instead of a female. So it's going to be set in the 70s and 80s.
Okay, yeah. If it's set within that time,
so you're going to be playing essentially a drug runner in the 70s and 80s. A male protag does make sense.
That would be pretty cool, because if because it could be very Scarface. Obviously, not. It's more Colombia than Brazil, but like that would be pretty cool. Like, because if you're doing that drug runnery sort of stuff.
So you play as an up and coming drug lord wannabe named Ricardo. There is another key character called Casey, and they are a part of the narrative. You start off as a grunt, doing runs as a cocaine smuggler from Vice City to the new large South American area before making connections with big-time drug lords and making your way up in multiple cities.
Yeah, I'm in.
There'll be a giant prison, which will play a part in the game.
Prison Break!
It will feature a chapter system similar to Tarantino flicks or Red Dead Redemption 2. Mm-hmm. Weather will be a heavy focus. There'll be hurricanes, floods. That'll be rad.
Oh, adding like natural disasters.
Man, if I could fly a plane into a hurricane. I'm storm chasing. I'm not playing this game. I'm storm chasing.
Sorry, my kids throwing balls around on the table.
The buildings will change over the eras, vehicles as well. So the older, the rarer the classic car gets, the more expensive they will be to purchase as the time progresses. So there'll be a full economy.
Okay, because like that was one thing I really enjoyed. One thing I really enjoyed about was like the stock. And how your actions within the game affected the stock market.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the stock market in GTA 5. I really wish they were going to bring it to GTA Online.
It's so exploitable in GTA Online.
Yeah, but obviously with it being so exploitable, they couldn't do that. So it's going to be heavily inspired by Narcos on Netflix.
I haven't watched that yet. Apparently it's really good.
So good. So good.
So does that excite you even harder?
Oh, yeah. They want to have an incredible 70s and 80s soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be great. A younger Martin Madrazo will make an appearance, as will his father, who is a big drug lord at the time.
Awesome.
You'll do some missions for the Madrazo family involving hits on other gangs.
Sweet.
Yeah. Drug empire building is a mechanic similar to Vice City Stories, but bigger. Think GTA Online system, but dial it up to 10.
That was one I did enjoy. That for some reason I was thinking about City Stories the other day. I was like, man, they were kind of alright. They had some interesting changes in them. But the problem is, because I only had my PS2, I didn't have my Vita, which is probably not I'm on PSP, and I probably could set it on play if I really wanted to.
You can only have weapons on your person. There will be no arsenal in your back pocket like in Red Dead 2. Or like Red Dead 2.
Make me damn.
Your personal vehicle will be your horse saddle in Red Dead Redemption 2. All your equipment stored in the trunk. You'll store your body armor in the car. If you wear it, you actually put it on. It appears like you're wearing it. There's no longer just invisible armor.
Rad!
There'll be tons of subtitle reading. Think Max Payne 3 amounts. It's very immersive, like watching an episode of Narcos, whether you're in South America. Whenever you're in South America, don't expect to hear any or much English. Vice City, however, it's a mix of everything, but they mostly speak English. So it sounds like whichever region you'll be in, they'll speak a local dialect and you'll have to subtitle it. That's rad.
That's awesome. For those that have difficulty reading, it's going to be tough. There needs to be some accessibility options there, but if that's the way they want the game to play,
as long as they don't do similar to Death Stranding, the subtitles in that were bogusly small.
Because there would have to be that accessibility option in the same way that Ghost of Tsushima allegedly has an English voice track and a Japanese voice track. They would have to do something like that.
The last bit of narrative info, it will discuss topics such as HIV and the immigration crisis of the time.
Cool.
A fictional version of Fidel Castro, for example.
Rad.
Next gen only. This will not be coming to PS4 or Xbox One.
Understandable.
GTA 6 is now their primary focus alongside another title which might be Bully 2. This game is still in pre-alpha, so all names, locations, and details can and probably will change. There is no ETA on a release date.
Expected.
The leaks from Fireden, edited for clarity. The game is set in modern-day Liberty City. The beginning of the game is reminiscent to The Wire.
Oh, cool.
Police officers are trying to crack down on gang and drug ring based around a nightclub. There are 4 main characters, 2 police, 2 gang members. The plot then twists and goes to upstate New York where it becomes more crime noir. Think Ozark and Breaking Bad. It will have twice the amount of dialogue as GTA 5 and really crazy plot twists. The main story splits after a while. The earliest release will be holiday 2021. But the better guess would be later 2022 or even 2023.
That's very different from the first one.
Yeah. I'm more inclined to for the earliest release date, I would imagine 2022 at the earliest. I can't see this coming out anytime too soon.
Yeah, it's not for a couple of years minimum. Especially because, granted, it's presumably we're 2 years deep into active development, or at least current. Because it didn't say when these. This could be an old article. Scroll up to the top. When was the last time this was edited?
2 days ago.
Oh shit. Okay. But I imagine their development time is quite lengthy because I want to make it really good, I suppose. It's funny. It's now that. Because coming into this thing, I thought I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted from a GTA 6. I hadn't put a lot of thought into time area. I just I thought it would be interesting to, because even the world that we're in now, because once again they always did incredible satire of what the world was currently facing. The big divisionness setup that we have now in the world, I thought would be a great place to commentate on. However, having it set back then, fucking A.
I think it'll be good. It's a nice change of pace from doing something that's always so modern, especially with how long we've spent with GTA 5. Granted, a lot of people are just playing the online portion now. It's still very much in that same world of it's very modern. It'll be nice to go back and have that different dialogue I think.
Well, and I think by shifting it away from this time window, and then modern to a 70s, 80s, it's stylistically entertaining, because if you kind of ham up that 70s, 80s vibe, like, it's really cool shit to look at. It's fun. I think having it narratively focus on a single character is good. I did really enjoy in GTA 5 the sort of the dichotomy of each of the individual characters representing part of the GTA fan base. Because they all had very different character traits, character development. I thought that was a really cool way to tell multiple stories in the one. However, I do think you can do, like, similar to Red Dead 2, by having a single narrative on a single person, you can get a really heartfelt, focused, deep story on one person.
Yeah, you obviously feel for a character more if it's a single character that you're caring about, as opposed to splitting your feelings between three. Granted, there were some great comedic things
so that
between.
Door's gonna keep banging.
There was some. I'll get up and grab it in a second. There were some great comedic changes between the three characters. Especially Trevor. Trevor was great. You'd be playing as one character and you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go check out what Trevor's doing, and then you see yourself climbing out of it like dumpster, or like that was good. It changed the pace of the game, which was nice.
But if they're going for that more realism, Trevor is not a real person. His behaviors, the way they portray his character, he is the personification of the big hunk of the GTA fan base that are young, that are there just to murder, explode, and just cause havoc, right? So he's not if anyone did what he did in person, he would be prisoned. There is no way that you could survive as long as Trevor does without being arrested.
No, I agree.
Or fucking killed by police. So if they hone that realism that they're allegedly planning to, according to these leaks, that would be a good move. And I think that would be a good move to make it more realistic. Now, there is that tough balance, because there is, with Red Dead 2, some things did go a little bit too far, but it is all world building. Like, when I was playing it, granted, I never finished it because it was just too dense and there was just too much coming out at the same time. Maybe I'll go back and finish that. I was very close. Just when you start getting into the nitty and gritty wind of it all, it kind of didn't seem so fun.
Yeah, well,
but adding to what Ghost Machine said in chats here, surely they'll be thinking about GTA roleplay for this title, considering its popularity on Twitch. It'd be crazy not to do it in-house and monetize it. And I think if they structure it more realistically, it's very similar to Red Dead Online. Like, Red Dead Online is still very silly because it's Red Dead Online, but like, it's a bit more grounded, because it's in the Western, they can't have flying cars and flying motorbikes and tanks, and so how it's played is very different. And I think they can do the same thing here. But having it spread over multiple locations is a really good idea. I think the big thing for that is making the world seem bigger and larger, because it's all cool to play in this one town or suburb or sort of city. But if you want to feel the world of GTA...
Well, that's the thing. You look back at the old GTA games, let's take like San Andreas and Vice City, for instance. They both had 3 major cities. Now, each city was unlocked through story missions. You could go there earlier, but it would instantly give a 4-star
GTA 4
rating.
had the 3 islands, yep.
Yeah, they've always had 3 items or 3 major cities or what have you. And then GTA 5 rolled along, and it was just the one city.
Well, there was districts. There was the main city. Then there was like sort of the country, which is up in like Blaine County, up in the north. And then there was all like the forests. So there were different biomes, I get, for lack of a better word.
Yeah,
but
you could go everywhere from the start of the game. Nothing was blocked off to you that you couldn't get to straight away.
Which is more real.
Yeah,
because having blocked off areas is more gamey.
I mean, they obviously had it. The excuses were always the bridge is being repaired.
But why would you receive a big star rating for jumping the gap and making it way the other side? Like,
yeah,
who's monitoring that? Like, in terms of if they want realism, why? Because does that mean everyone, if they were to cross that bridge, no matter who you were, NPC, whatever, would they have the same result? It's a gamey. It's a very gamey.
Oh yeah, of course.
It makes it a bit tough. But GTA 5, if they want that, you can go anywhere from the start. Well, that's very real.
I'm liking if these leaks turn out to be true. I'm very intrigued by this
Big time
story campaign.
Yeah. I'm a long time fan of GTA. I have pretty much all of them except for GTA Advance because I've never had a Game Boy Advance. I have them all in my house.
Yeah.
I love them. But I'm hesitant until some more official. We won't get anything official for a while. But Clonus in the chat goes, to be honest, the city was more realistic in size compared to the weird mega dense cities of San Andreas.
I agree.
Oh, this is for Liberty City. He's talking about
Yeah.
The other problem that we're facing, once again, it's very gamified, is these islands. Like San Andreas is this big island. It's like how it works. You know what I mean? Like yes, everything is an island technically, but it doesn't quite seem right. So how do you connect them all together? Obviously by flying, but then is this world map just a bunch of random small islands? But then it's better than having a big invisible wall on the side of the map.
I mean, it does depend on if that's the way they go with it. Like, especially if they're saying that it's between these two cities, and one city's not an open world city, where you're only going there to do your specific mission and then you leave. They don't even need to map that.
True. Very true. I love that idea so much. I love that idea.
Because, you can't see that Ludendorff area on the GTA 5 map.
You can get to it if you break the game.
Yeah.
You fly far enough, it's there. One thing that we'll discuss is online. Because how they're going to roll this over. Now, granted, if the PS5 is backwards compatible as they're claiming it to be, then you can just maybe they make a separate GTA Online app. So it's the same as stuff on 5, but it's now a separate thing, so you don't have to pull up GTA 5 every time, and you can play it on next gen. Probably the safest bet.
Well, you can buy GTA Online as a standalone product. You don't actually need GTA 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
There's an online edition that you can buy that just has online.
Oh, what? That's awesome.
So that exists already. That could be...
Okay, there you go.
See, my issue is... No, I personally haven't done it, but a lot of people have spent a lot of money on this game with their shark cards. And everyone's buying them because Rockstar making a mint off GTA. Now, it's basically an MMO. But if they make a new GTA Online, are they wiping everyone's characters and we're starting again fresh? Meaning whoever spent money on the game already for their online dollary dues has been a waste?
There is some difficulty. They've had nearly 13 years, 10 years of time with this one game. That is a long run.
Yeah.
That is, if everyone cracks the shits now, it's not as if everyone's played this game for a year and then they pull it. This has had a near decade of support. So if they were to up and move, they've served their community longer than they intended.
So we've got Chataway. I honestly don't know why they don't make GTA Online a free-to-play game. They could do seasons, make so much money, and not need to do any new numbers or worry about losing or transferring player base.
Very true. But the problem here is the infrastructure of GTA 5 is PS3. It's old gen. So they need to rebuild it from the bottom up. And I know World of Warcraft did it once. I think there was an expansion that they released that essentially remapped everything. Whole new textures. It looked nothing like the original. It's when they moved from that old World of Warcraft to the new, right? So it did look completely different. And they'd have to do that here, but the bones of it is what could be solid but needs work. And if it is in this different time period, how do you bring those characters over? It's not possible.
Well, see, my solution to that is, it sounds like if the leaks are true, it's built into this game already. You fly your plane.
Time zone, dude.
Oh, I'm aware of the time difference, the time jump. Maybe we're getting in our DeLoreans and we back to the futuring, back to GTA Online for GTA 5.
Possibly.
The DeLorean's in it. You can buy one.
It's a bit much. Bit of a stretch there, mate.
It's a bit of a stretch. But I would like to be able to go back to GTA 5 and use all my stuff. And then when I want to, just hop to GTA 6 world.
Like, I think maybe possibly you could transfer the money, but even then, that like for some people, especially those who've done money hacks, like if you're like, hey, here's the new game, and I instantly have $3 billion.
Yeah,
like that breaks the gamer's economy in a second. Like, I think there's nothing wrong with going full start because they've had 10 years, and the game probably still be supported up until a window of time. Like just GTA Online on PS3 is still playable today.
Oh yeah, of course.
But it stopped being supported a little while ago.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think they will just wipe it. You'll make a new character. You'll start fresh. But yeah, I think a lot of
I think you'll be given enough notice to be like, hey,
maybe stop buying shark cards.
Maybe stop buying shark cards.
Nah. They want that shark card money.
They want to trick you. Yeah.
They want that shark card money.
Yeah. It's true. I know. I'm personally super sold on the idea of GTA 6. I want it. I need it. But I can wait.
Oh, you'll be waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting for a very long time. This is not something that's happening tomorrow.
Something that is happening.
But let us know what you think of GTA 6, the rumors that we've mentioned, all the things that have come up in the ether. What's the things that you want to see? What are the changes that you want? Let us know. Comments below. Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook group, all that stuff. But as Max alluded to and setting up my poor segue, GTA 6 is so fucking long away. But let's chat about the games that are coming out this week in a section we call Coming to the Players.
I'm basically going to read the drop. Now, bear in mind, this is from the US PlayStation blog, so not all dates will coincide with our releases. Some releases won't even happen.
We always have to put that asterisk on there. Because as it stands right now, there's no way for an Australian-only one. We don't even have the top-selling games right now, because I know PlayStation Australia mentioned they were updating it in some way, and they haven't done it yet. I'm very keen to see.
So the new PlayStation games for January 28, 2020. We have Ark of Alchemist, PS4 digital, out the 30th of the 1st.
Weeb shit.
Autobahn Police Simulator 2, PS4 digital.
Autobahn, as the German Autobahn, not the shop.
Bookbound Brigade, PS4 digital, out the 30th of the 1st. Code Shifter, PS4 digital, out the 30th of the 1st. Coffee Talk, PS4 digital.
I got an email about Coffee Talk, actually. So you're essentially a barista. People come in and just kind of like share their problems with you. So it's in essence is a talking game.
So you're a bartender.
You're a bartender almost. You mean coffee, but then you get to. But it's also that awesome fly on the wall stuff that being a bartender or a barista allows you to do. Because have you ever worked in a bar or as a barista? Yeah, because you can just sit there and you just like watch people and you're just like, this is fascinating.
We have The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing 3, PS4 digital, out the 30th of the 1st.
I hope it's like the first two.
The Inner Friend, PS4 digital, out the 31st of the 1st. It Came from Space and Ate Our Brains, PS4 digital, out 30th
what
of the 1st.
What a fucking name. Awesome.
Journey to the Savage Planet, PS4 digital. Kentucky Route Zero, TV edition, PS4 digital. Quaidan, Azuma Mana Story, PS4 digital, out the 31st of the 1st. Lode Runner Legacy, PS4 digital, out at the 29th. Mad Age and This Guy, PS4 digital, out the 30th of the 1st. Milo's Quest, PS4, PS Vita, digital cross-buy.
Milo's a dog.
Music Racer, PS4 digital, out the 29th of the 1st. Ooh, Ascension. PS4 digital, out the 31st of the 1st. Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, PS4 digital and retail. Pro Deer Hunting, PS4 digital. Saboteur.
It's an exclamation mark, therefore I presume it's Saboteur!
PS4 digital, out of the 31st of the 1st.
A bit of French flair to it, even though there's a ninja on the front.
Shadow of the Ronin,
that
PS4
is
digital.
A garbage as fuck picture. It's literally clip art of trees with a text box on it. So bad.
Sisters Royale, 5 Sisters Under Fire, PS4 digital, out 29th of the 1st. Throw Anything, PSVR digital, out the 30th of the 1st. Top Run, PS4 digital, out 29th of the 1st. Vigilante Runner, PS4 digital. Willy Jetman, Astro Monkey's Revenge, PS4 digital, out the 31st of the 1st. And that's all we have.
Nice.
I
Not a
think-
single game of note.
The big one would be Pillars of Eternity 2.
Yeah, I'm sure. For some.
Sisters Royale sounds completely not some kind of creepy weeb. Well,
It is
I originally had a quick peruse of it, and I thought it was like a battle royale game.
Nope.
It's not.
It's a dating sim?
The first new game in 12 years from Alpha System, the team that bought you the shoot 'em up Castle of Shikigami 3 in the Castle of Shikigami series. Funny that. 5 uniquely talented sisters are squabbling over which of them will marry the angel Yashin. Enjoy the
Fucking
heroic strategies of all
lame.
5. Yeah, man. That's weeb as.
I got no time for that. Oh, man. But anyway, that brings us to the end of the show, which is convenient because I'm a fucking monster of a headache. So my child, in his almighty fucking shitness, decided to put all his little toddler effort, went, foreheaded me with the back of his head. So a little bit of a lump and a bit sore, and it's jacked my neck. And
I thought you were going to say like Roland stomped you or something. That would have been more epic.
No, he did the whole like just full leap of faith back, for every bit of toddler energy directly into my forehead. I felt my brain go like, and then go back to its original shape.
What a jerk.
It hurt so bad. I'm still fucked up about it. But anyway, yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching as always. This is where Max closes it out.
So this PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services. I'll start that again. That was horrible.
That's fine.
This PlayStation conversation happened every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on your podcast services, including Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you want to join in that PlayStation conversation, head on over to our Facebook, our Discord, Twitter, Instagram. All the links are in the description below.
If you want us to watch this conversation as it happens live, head over to twitch.tv/thepopcultures on a Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. Except for next week. Next week we'll probably do it Sunday because I've got a wedding of friends of mine. How inconvenient of them to not consider my podcasting requirements. But yeah, no, that used to be a paywall. I think paywall behind our Patreon. We're like, fuck that paywall. We pulled that wall down. And we opened it up so everyone can come watch the show live. But if you did still want to support us on a Patreon, you can at patreon.com/thepopculture. Support us at any dollar value. There's a couple options there. It doesn't matter, really. It's all about how much you would like to provide. But you don't have to, of course. No obligations. If you want to support us in another financial way by buying our merch, head over to popcultures.com/shop where you can buy shirts and other sort of shit with our logos on it. The store is currently on sale. About 35% off. Especially at the time of recording, so I don't know what it's going to be like in a couple of days. Either way. And we are on Twitch. We're doing lots of games. So Thursdays, 8 p.m. is the Twitch time. We would have done the Royal Rumble stream yesterday. Royal Rumble is today, the day this episode goes up.
Yeah, cool.
Right,
You're super confused.
right now it's Saturday, so it's 2 days away. I've got that Rumble hype. I'm feeling it. Let's get excited.
I've got really good numbers. I'm stoked with my numbers.
Oh, with the sweep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like 24 and 26.
I'm right in the middle. I got real, like, that's how you can tell that I genuinely randomized it, because I have shit numbers.
Millie's got like number 2.
Yeah.
She ain't winning.
Or Millie, I gave Millie's numbers away to Crispy because Millie doesn't care, and I forgot to put him in the list. But anyway, but until next week, I'm Ryan Betson,
I'm Max Cooper.
and that was For the Players. For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation podcast is fan-supported at patreon.com/thepopculturists. And we'd like to thank our Patreon producers and our Patreon founders for their kindness, their support, and their generosity. Our Patreon founders: Alpha Ferret, Craig O'Flaherty, David Chataway, Jesse Stevenson, and Jacob Garner. And our Patreon producers: AJ Abatomi, Damien Holdies, Kyle Dunn, Lee Wintershoven, Nathan Massetti, Paul James, Pure Mongrel, and Sean Levitt.